Thank you for joining the collective. We have a mat class using a pair of light weights. I have 3 pounds with me. Anywhere from 2 to 5 pounds is going to be great for this class tonight. To get started, we are going to be kneeling and we are going to bring our hands onto our hips. We're going to start with a hinge. So from the hips, you're going to drop the booty back behind you, hinging the body forward, hovering your glutes over your heels, and then reach through the crown of the head, send the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Hinging at the hips, dropping the booty back, hovering, and then squeeze those glutes to lift forward. As you hinge, I want you to think about pulling the core in nice and tight. We want a flat back, so a nice long line through the crown of your head, through your tailbone. 2 more. And then we are going to add on. Now, as we hinge back, we're going to reach the arms forward into a long diagonal, so it's an extension of our spine. And then as we come up, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades down and in, pulling the elbows into our rib cage. Hinge and reach long. Squeeze everything at the top. Hinge and lengthen on your inhale. Exhale to the top. Hinge and lengthen. Lift and squeeze. Finding that length. Squeeze it at the top. Good job. Big exhale. Last one. Find that length. Lift it together. Nice job. Now let's get started. Pick up those weights. We're going to start with an overhead press. We're going to press up to the ceiling. Resist, resist, resist. A big press and lower back down. I want this to be slow, and I really want you to resist on your way down. Don't let momentum work for you. I want you to work against that gravity. So you're pressing up and then resist, resist, resist. Using that breath, how it helps you best. On your next one, I want you to hold the arms up, and we're going to draw a big circle, resisting the weights as they lower down. See if you can tap the weights at the bottom, and then lifting back up tall. Lowering the weights down, see if you can get that extra tap here. And then back to the top. I want you to make sure that your rib cage is closed. Keep going. That means that we're not opening our rib cage here. We have everything pulled in nice and tight. Taking it up, rib cage is pulled in. Now let's put it all together. We're going to take it to the top. Start with that press. Pressing up to the ceiling. Resist, resist, resist. Find that tap. Lift back up. Lower out of that press. Pressing up. Resist, resist, resist. Lifting up and down. We have 3 more. Pressing up. Find that connection at the bottom. Lifting tall. Back down. Great job. This is our last one here. Taking it down. Pressing up. All the way down. Find that connection. Finish strong. Take it to the top. Lower down. All right, this time we're going to stay on the left knee. Extend the right leg long. I want that right heel coming right out of the hip. So imagine you're in a toaster here. You don't want to get burned by leaning forward or leaning back. So the toaster walls are in front and behind. Don't touch the walls of that toaster. Holding the weights here. We're going to go into a side bend, reaching through the crown of our head, taking it to the side, exhaling to lift back up. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to take it back up. I want you to reach as far as you can, lengthening your spine out as much as you can. If you want to add on, we're going to take it to the side, hold it here, reach the weights out, bring the weights together, exhale, find your center. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, reach. Inhale, find your length again. Exhale to center. Nice job. Big exhale as you come up. Down. Out. In. Now on this next one, we're going to hold it there. Take it to the side. Hold it here. Little pulses down and up, down and up. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Come all the way in. Nice job. Straight to the other side. Lengthen out the leg. Your heel is coming right out from the hip. You have a wall in front and behind. Don't hinge forward. Don't lean back. Nice and tall, holding those weights at your chest. Inhale to lengthen over. Exhale to pull yourself back up. That foot is firmly planted into the mat. Think about reaching through the crown of your head, creating as much space in your spine as you can. Now let's add on if you want. We side bend and hold. Reach long, pull it together. Exhale to the top. To the side. Reach together. Exhale all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale to the top. 2 more. Use that exhale to pull you up. All right, on this next one, we hold it there. Big side bend to the side, arms reach long, tiny little pulse, up an inch, down an inch. Lift and lower, up and down for 3, 2, last one. All the way up to center. Great job. From here, find yourself on your mat, onto your back. All the way down. We're going to start with our feet on the floor, lifting our weights straight up to the ceiling. And we're just going to start with arm lowers. Lowering the weights about 2 inches above the floor, and then lift them back up. Lowering down, find that hover, and back up. Now, if you want to layer in a crunch, you're going to lift head, neck, shoulders, crunching up, reaching those weights long, and then back down. Crunching up and down. You can stay here or bring your legs straight up to the ceiling. Same thing. Crunching up and down. Your option, keep the head down and lift. Now let's add on if you want to. You're going to crunch and hold. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, lift the legs. Inhale, back down to the mat. Exhale, crunch and hold. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Arms float back up to the ceiling. Maybe your range of motion is just 2 inches down, 2 inches up, and that is perfect. We want the work to stay in the lower abdominals, not dumping into the low back. So if your low back starts to arch off the mat, you know you're lowering the legs too far. One more. Crunching up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Nice job. Lower down onto the mat. I want you to set one of your weights down and put that weight in your right hand. Right leg is going to be bent. Left leg is going to be long. I'm going to take my left hand behind my head for some support here. And then I'm going to take my weight wide to the side. I'm going to press to the ceiling and back down. Press to the ceiling, back down. Now let's add our leg. I want you to hover the left leg off the mat. And as you press to the ceiling, you're going to bend the knee in. And I want you to reach the weight on the outside of the knee. Lower the elbow, lengthen the leg, cross over. Now let's add a crunch if you want to. Here we go. We're going to exhale, rotate up and over to the side. Inhale, back down. Exhale, crunching up and over. Inhale, back down. If you want more of a challenge, bring both your legs to tabletop. And you're still going to lengthen that leg out. Exhale, crunch up and over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Final 3. Last one. Nice job. Switching sides. The weight is going to go in the left hand, left leg bends, right leg is long, right hand behind the head. Just start with the weight. You're going to press it up to the ceiling and back down. Press up to the ceiling, back down. Now let's layer in the leg. I want you to hover that leg off the ground, and you're going to pull the knee in as you reach across and lengthen back out. Now let's add that crunch. You're going to crunch up and over, back down. Crunching up and over and down. If you want more of a challenge, bring the other leg to tabletop. You're going to lengthen out. Exhale, crunching in. Reaching as far past that knee as you can. 2 more. Last one. Nice job. All the way down to the mat. Grab your weight here. Both feet are going to be planted on the floor. Both arms are going to go up to the ceiling. Palms face each other. We're going to go into a fly here. You're going to lower the arms down just above the shoulders. Exhale, squeeze to the top. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze to the top. 3, 2. On your next one, hold it to the top. We're going to go into some bridging. Drive through your heel. Lift the hips off the mat. Squeeze the glutes. Lower back down to a hover. Pressing up. Hover that booty right off the ground. Squeeze the glutes. Lengthen the low back, tucking the tailbone under. And back down. Up. And down. Now let's add the arms. The arms are going to come out to the side as your booty is hovering, and then squeeze everything to the top. Hover, squeeze, hover, squeeze. Really drive through your heels. 3, squeeze those chest muscles. 2, on your next one, hold it up. Pulse the hips higher, higher. Squeezing those glutes, driving through your heels for 4, 3, 2. Hold it high. Bring the arms halfway out. Now little pulses of the arms. In. Thinking about squeezing together. Squeeze, squeeze. Hips are high for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything to the top. Lower down. Great job. Set the weights to the side. Hug your knees into your chest. Little rock side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to rock all the way up. A little rolling like a ball. So rolling all the way up and then rolling back down to the shoulder blades. Taking it up, maintaining that ball position. Massaging the spine, finding that balance. Last one. Hold it at that top. Hold it here. See if you can find your balance. Now see if you can lift your legs up to a tabletop position. Holding it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Feet find the floor. Now we're going to go into a little bicep series here. So take both of your weights, sitting up nice and tall. Arms are going to be out by your side. Elbows are in front of you here. We're going to curl up to the shoulder, stop at 90. Curling up, stopping at that 90 degrees. So we keep tension on our biceps. If it feels good, I want you to hinge the body back a little bit. So you're in a flat back. You can feel that core firing. Yes? In and out. Option here, you're going to add a single leg lift, bringing that to tabletop as you bicep curl up and down. Alternating sides, keeping that nice long spine. Bicep curl in, stop at 90. In and 90. Up and down. Keep that length. Now option, I want both legs to hold here as you continue to bicep curl. You got it. Find that length. Final 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice job. Feet find the floor. Set the weights to the side. All right, coming into push-up position. I'm going to take the option to be on my knees. You're welcome to go into a full push-up here if that's where you're at today. Otherwise, meet me on your knees. And we're going to go into a narrow tricep push-up. So the elbows are going to bend in by the side and then press up to the top, hugging those elbows in nice and tight towards your rib cage. Dropping down, pressing to the top. Dropping down, pressing to the top. Make sure that spine is long and up. 2 more here. Last one. All the way up. Send the hips back. A little child's pose stretch here. Roll those wrists out. All right, grab one of those weights again. We're going to be on all fours. Knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders. Take that weight into the right hand and you're going to reach it to a forward diagonal and then tap it to the mat. Forward diagonal, tap to the mat. Lift and lower. 3, 2, last one. Keep it down to the mat. Now I want you to extend the opposite leg back. And then that leg is going to lower to the mat, squeeze to the top. Lower and lift. I want your hips as still as possible. Shoulders are nice and still. We have 3, 2. Now we're going to put it together. Opposite arm and leg move at once. Up, tap the ground. Up and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 3, 2, last one. Nice job. Sit back, roll those wrists out. We're going to repeat the same thing other side. So this time my left hand is going to take the weight, lift it to a forward diagonal, tap the floor. Lift and lower. As I lift that arm, I'm going to use my exhale and pull my belly button to my spine. Keeping it all pulled in nice and tight. 3, make sure that tailbone is long. Last one. Hold that down to the mat. Extend the opposite leg back. Lift and lower. Try to stabilize the hips. Keep everything still. Shoulder blades are spread apart. We don't want winging of the shoulder blades. 2, last one here, and then we put it all together, opposite arm and leg. Lift and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Use that breath to help you. You got this. Keep everything still. Core is pulled in. Final 3. Last one. Nice job. Bring that in. Set the weight down. Roll your wrists out. All right, we're almost done here. We're going to take ourselves all the way down to the mat, onto your stomachs. So lower yourself all the way down. Your spine is going to be nice and long, and I'm going to rest my forehead on the back of my palms. Legs are wide. I'm going to reach through my toes, and I'm going to lift my thigh off the mat, lower it back down. Other side. Lift and lower. Alternating, lifting, really reaching through my toes, almost as if someone's pulling my leg away from me. I'm creating that length here. So really reaching through my toes. Try to get your thigh off the mat. You're going to stay here alternating if this is where you're at today. If you want to add on, we're going to start to pump those legs and they're going to pass each other. Little flutters. Trying to get those thighs off the mat. If you want to add the arms are going to reach long and you're going to flutter here. Little tiny pumps of the legs, of the arms. The back of your neck is nice and long. We're here for 10 more seconds. Think about length in the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Big release there. Nice job. Sending the hips all the way back. We just worked an extension, so we're going to stretch out the low back. Nicely done. My recommendation to you is to repeat this exact same class 2 to 3 times in a row, circuit style, to get a full length workout in. Thank you so much for joining me on The Collective. I will see you next time.